Chapter 5. A great grandmother shoulders the responsibility. Picture this: a 77-year-old great grandmother, a 7-year-old little boy, no parents, no grandparents, just the two of them, and an unbreakable bond. This is the story of Ratanba and little Tribhuvan, also lovingly called as Sabudo. Tribhuvan had lost his parents when he was very young. He never even got a chance to see his father's face or know his grandparents. Life had taken everything from him far too early. But God had given him one incredible gift: his great grandmother, Ratanba. Ratanba was 77 years old, but her spirit was stronger than iron. She had already lost her grandson, Chotalal, and his wife, Samrat Devi. Now, little Sabudo was all she had left. He was the light of her eyes and dream of her heart, the reason she woke up every single morning. And she made a silent promise: this boy will be raised right. While other children his age were out playing, Ratanba was shaping young Tribhuvan's soul. She would wake him up before dawn, yes, before the sun even rose, to perform Pratikraman. Now, Pratikraman is a beautiful Jain daily ritual of seeking forgiveness for one's sin. It is the practice of cleansing your soul every single day. Sometimes little Tribhuvan would feel sleepy midway through the prayers. His eyes would drop, his head would nod, but Ratanba never scolded him. She simply smiled, because she knew one day this child will understand, one day he will love this practice with his whole heart. And she was right. Every evening, Ratanba would take Tribhuvan to the Upashray, a place where Jain monks and nuns reside. Hand in hand, the old great grandmother and the tiny boy would walk through the village to attend the evening pratikraman. In no time at all, young Tribhuvan picked up all the details, the rhythms, and the depth of this soul purifying ritual. He memorized religious sutras, sacred verses, one after other. Ratanba sent him to the Pathshala, an informal school at the Navgrahi Upashray in Padra, where Jain scriptures are taught. There, a teacher from Chotila village, Master Ujamshi, nurtured the spiritual character of this remarkable young boy. Those days were truly different. Today, parents rush to fill their children's minds with subjects that will earn them money and fame. But back then, the focus was on something far more precious: good values, a pure soul, and the knowledge of right and wrong. Ratanba believed that a child's soul matters more than anything the world can offer. But life was not easy for Ratanba at home. Plague and famine had struck the family hard. Uncle Tarachand had moved out with his own family. Uncle Ravchand had fallen deep into debt and passed away from illness, leaving Aunt Shakri a widow. Creditors would come knocking at Ratanba's door, but this brave great grandmother faced every single one of them with humility and truth in her heart. One day, a creditor stopped young Tribhuvan on the road and said sharply, "Your uncle owed me a great deal of money. When will you repay it?" Now Tribhuvan was just a child, and children speak their minds. He snapped back, "Why are you asking me? For uncle's debt. Go ask uncle." When Ratanba heard this, she did not let it slide. She called him gently and said, "How can you speak like that? Go, ask for forgiveness." And Tribhuvan did. He went and asked for forgiveness, because Ratanba was raising not just a boy, she was raising a man of character. Since their home was near the Upashray, Jain monks called sadhus and Jain nuns called sadhvis would often visit their home for gochri. Gochri is the process where Jain monks collect food from householders, because Jain monks do not cook for themselves. Ratanba would carefully teach Tribhuvan the respectful, polite way to offer food to these holy souls. And as they watched the monks and nuns walk away with peaceful smiles, Ratanba would whisper to Tribhuvan, "One day you must leave this material world behind, become like them, learn to be happy in any situation." But Tribhuvan did not just offer food and say goodbye. No, no. This little boy would walk with the monks to show them all the nearby Jain homes. He would accompany them all the way back to Upashray. And only then would he come home for his own lunch. The pull of the spiritual world was already alive in his young heart. Seeing all of this, the boy's deep love for spirituality and his natural detachment from worldly things, Ratanba one day sat Tribhuvan down and spoke to him gently but clearly. She said, "You have seen with your own eyes that this world is full of suffering and sin. If you truly wish to be free, free from all the entanglements of this material life, then you need to take Diksha. Diksha means initiation into the monastic life, becoming a monk." She continued, "Only by walking this path can you truly care for the welfare of your soul." Little Tribhuvan's eyes lit up. He folded his hands and said with complete innocence, "Grandmother, please let me take Diksha right now. I am ready." Ratanba smiled, the smile of a wise woman, and replied, "My child, initiation cannot be done in a hurry. One must find a worthy guru, a true guide for this difficult road. Until then, we must prepare ourselves for this journey." "Then what must I do to prepare?" Tribhuvan asked eagerly. "How about this?" said Ratanba. "Give up your favorite food until the day you find your guru and take Diksha." Without a moment's hesitation, 7-year-old Tribhuvan said, "Yes, grandmother, until I am initiated, I shall not eat ghevar, my most favorite sweet, not even once." Just at that very moment, a Sadhviji, a Jain nun, arrived at their door for Gochiri. Tribhuvan saw this as a sign from God. Right then and there, with the Sadhviji as his witness, little Tribhuvan took the solemn vow. He would not eat ghevar until the day of his Diksha. A 7-year-old boy, a lifelong vow, unshakable. And this was only the beginning of his incredible discipline. From the age of 3, Tribhuvan never ate anything after sunset. From the age of 9, he drank only boiled water. Because in Jainism, boiling water stops the continuous life process of tiny living organisms within it, making the water pure and lifeless. Jains follow this out of deep compassion for all living beings. By this young age, Tribhuvan had already memorized the sutras of 5 pratikramans. He knew the meanings of Nav Tattva, the 9 elements of Jain philosophy. He understood Jeev Vichar, the characteristics of all living beings. And not only did he know these deep teachings himself, he could explain them clearly to a newly initiated monks and nuns. He had also memorized all 67 verses of Samkitna Sadsat Bolni Sajjai, a complete collection of verses of right belief. At such young age, such wisdom, such devotion. Ratanba's tireless love, her early mornings, her patient teachings, her whispered prayers, every seed she had planted in her great grandson's heart was beginning to bloom. The little boy called Tribhuvan was becoming something extraordinary. And it all started because one 77-year-old great grandmother refused to give up. End of chapter 5.